Welcome to Concepta Tech. Today we will be interviewing Joshua Imel. My name is Ayla and I will be your host today. Welcome, Joshua, and thank you for accepting this invitation.
Hey, Ayla. Great to be here. Excited to talk to you.
Yes, great. So tell us a little bit more about your leadership role here at Concepta and what's your work philosophy?
Sure. Yeah, so I've been in the mobile app and software development space getting close to 10 years now. And it's been exciting as I joined Concepta just about a year ago to bring some of my leadership from Teeps, my agency I built in Orlando, and that was later acquired by Concepta. And so how we came together and kind of merged philosophies, merged leadership approaches to product development has been really exciting. I like to really think about the end user in almost every project that we take on. That's the beauty of consulting, is I get a chance to look into these different businesses. I always joke, sometimes businesses I'm not really qualified in other capacities to be a part of, like, for example, cardiovascular surgery. But when we're approaching it from a technology standpoint, my experience and ability to add value and create solutions for those industries is really fun. And it starts with understanding who the end user will be, and what are their motivations, what are their needs, how will they use the product, and then we work backwards from there. So that's usually my approach. It's been fun, and I love it.
Awesome. Yeah, that is an amazing approach. The user is the most important element when you're building an app or a web application. So your LinkedIn profile says you're product strategist. What does that mean?
Yeah. So I think of that role as someone who works on a team and helps look holistically at the product we're building and takes in strategy from a number of different areas, the business goals, the business needs, the user, as we just mentioned, works with the engineering team and the design team on the experience of the app, some of the architecture, how is this product going to scale, and combines all those inputs into guidance on a roadmap and where things can go. And so in other structures, there's like a product owner, a product manager. I think it's a combination of those types of functions, plus a little more focus on the strategy side, just based on my business background.
Amazing. Thank you. And what do you think are the biggest misconceptions companies have when hiring app development agencies?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of challenges when hiring the right technology partner. And it's because unless you have a trusted, company or agency you've worked with, there's a lot of pitfalls you can fall into in the course of finding that partner. What I've seen over doing this for so long is most creative agencies will offer app development as a service in addition to the other things that they specialize in. The problem with that is not often are they true experts in mobile app or software engineering. It's something they may hire a contractor for, have a partner like Concepta to sub it out to. But what we've found is when you're choosing the right partner, you need to have someone who's focused and competent in those specific, very technical areas. We joke that at Concepta we don't do marketing because it's not what we do. We like to be highly specialized. And so I think digging a little bit deeper than just a website and a couple conversations, really understanding who you're hiring and how long they've been doing it and what their approach is to development. Are they practicing things like Scrum and test-driven development and code reviews? There's a lot of best practices that we've adopted and learned over doing this for 15 years. And I think that it's important to make sure that that's what you get when you find the right team.
Yeah, this is very important to go slow when committing to a big software or app project, right? And what's the next big thing in app development? How do you see the future for this technology?
Yeah. So I think, with COVID-19 and kind of the pandemic taking place, I think our reliance on mobile technology, mobile apps has been just accelerating. I think all the value and cool products people have built have become the way that we get through this, to be honest. And so that's been really encouraging and exciting to watch, despite all the circumstances. For me, out of all the possible innovations and things we could, try to predict, I'm most excited about the future of mobile technology in the healthcare space. There's obviously been a lot of disruption there, and there's a lot of services and companies doing things, but I don't think we've actually scratched the surface of how much of an impact mobile apps and just new products in the healthcare space, how much they're going to change our lives. With COVID-19, I actually did a virtual visit from my mobile phone. I spoke with a doctor. We went through the whole process, and that's becoming a lot more common, which is great. But there's a lot of problems that can be solved, not only for the patients and on the front end, but internal to the hospitals and healthcare systems to really help them be more efficient and provide better care. So that's what I'm excited to help these companies build and work with them on solving some of these bigger problems long term.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how data and the health industry are combined and how this is going to transform the future of healthcare. This is really amazing. And I feel great that Concepta is part of this disruption of the healthcare industry.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So Joshua, tell us, what have you been reading lately?
Sure. So I read probably 20 or 30 finance articles a day. I don't know how that happened, but I started doing that. And then in regards to product development, there's a book, Scrum, by Jeff Sutherland. He's one of the founders of the Scrum framework. I'd been practicing Agile and Scrum for years, but I had never went and read the book. I read the manifesto and obviously understand the different components, but reading the why behind why Scrum exists was an amazing book. I recommend it. I also read a finance book called When Genius Failed. And this was about a big hedge fund, long-term capital, that basically it talks about how there's so many brilliant people that worked at this company, and they just got a little too risky and collapsed. And the reason I bring that book up is because in mobile app development and startups in general, or big companies, I think sometimes people forget success is not certain. You can have rocket scientists and cardiovascular surgeons, and that doesn't mean there's a product market fit. And so it's important to mitigate risk. And going back earlier to product strategy, that's why that role and that approach is so important. Is we could have the best team and the best idea in the world. How are we going to make sure we limit our risk and we learn and iterate fast? Because it can happen. It can happen to the best, the smartest, the brightest, the most well-funded. And so it's important to take a look at that. That's what I'm reading now.
Amazing. That's of great value. Well, thank you, Joshua, for this interview. Thank you for being here with us. And make sure to follow our social media and follow Joshua on LinkedIn as well. Thank you so much and have a great week.
Awesome. Thank you. See ya.
Bye-bye.